There was once a young woman named Lily who lived in a small town on the outskirts of a dense forest. She had recently become an advocate for the local wildlife and dedicated herself to protecting the animals in the adjacent forest. One day, while on a routine hike to check on the wildlife, she stumbled upon an old mansion that was hidden behind a dense grove of trees. The mansion was dilapidated and looked as if it had been abandoned for years. Despite her curiosity, Lily couldn't shake the feeling that something was off about the mansion, so she decided to return to town and tell the authorities about her discovery. However, when she tried to leave, she found that the path she had taken to get there was now gone, and the trees seemed to have shifted to block her exit. She was trapped. As she cautiously approached the mansion, she noticed that the windows were boarded up and the doors were locked. Suddenly, she heard a strange noise coming from inside. It was an eerie, guttural sound that seemed to be getting closer. She quickly realized that she needed to find a way to get out of there. Lily tried to retrace her steps and find the path that led her there, but every time she tried, the trees seemed to move and shift, blocking her way. She was trapped and could feel the fear creeping up on her. As she explored the mansion, she discovered that it was home to a family of cannibalistic creatures that had been preying on the local wildlife for years. The creatures were tall, thin and had elongated arms that ended in sharp claws. Their eyes were black, and their skin was a sickly pale color. The creatures were now after her, and she could hear their footsteps getting closer. She quickly realized that the advantage she once had was gone, and she had to find a way to escape. Lily ran through the halls of the mansion, dodging the creatures and searching for a way out. She stumbled upon a locked room and quickly realized that the key was hanging from a hook on the adjacent wall. She grabbed the key, unlocked the door, and ran inside, hoping to find a way to escape. However, what she found was even more terrifying. The room was filled with human remains, and there were signs of torture and experiments that had been performed on the victims. She realized that the creatures had been capturing people and experimenting on them, trying to find ways to improve their abilities. Lily realized that she needed to adjust her approach to escape. She realized that she couldn't outrun the creatures, so she decided to hide and wait for an opportunity to escape. She hid in the shadows and watched as the creatures searched the mansion, hoping to find her. As she waited, she noticed that the creatures had an unusual weakness. They were sensitive to light, and if exposed to bright light, they would become disoriented and vulnerable. She quickly realized that she could use this to her advantage. Lily gathered all the candles she could find, lit them, and placed them around the room, creating a wall of light. The creatures were drawn to the light and entered the room, but when they were exposed to the bright light, they became disoriented, and Lily was able to escape. She finally found her way out of the mansion and stumbled upon a group of people who were searching for her. She told them about the creatures and the experiments, and together, they destroyed the mansion and saved the remaining victims. Lily realized that she had been through a traumatic experience, but she was grateful to be alive. She became an advocate for those who had been taken and experimented on, and spent the rest of her life fighting against those who preyed on the innocent. She never forgot the horrors she faced in that old mansion, and the lessons she learned about the importance of being prepared and adapting to any situation. From that day on, she made sure to always carry a flashlight and a means of self-defense with her, just in case she ever encountered anything like that again. She also worked to spread awareness about the dangers of the adjacent forest and the horrors that lurked within.